Coach, you expected a good effort from the Flames tonight. How would you assess your team's performance?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that they wanted to get out of their slump, but I think it was tonight. It was about us. We weren't there the first two periods. We just weren't. That's probably our worst outing since the Anaheim game. Why? My opinion is I think we didn't fear them. And although we talked about them, coming out hard and being desperate to win, and I think the last week we played against extremely high opponents that are high in the standings, and had hockey machines that you could have fear against, and I think we lacked a bit of respect tonight in terms of the fear factor. And we had to battle that. And having said that, I think in the third period, we played a really good period. Our guys were bouncing back, and there's a great character point. In the overtime, we were terrific. We just couldn't put it in. So definitely could have scored in that overtime, and we would have won. But the reality is, I think when you're not there for two periods, you don't deserve to win. And I think the result indicates the game.
First goal in his first game for Tommy Wingels. How would you assess his game? And also, does this break come at a good time for him to study and learn your system?
Oh, for sure. I think for the first time, I thought he was pretty good in where he's supposed to be. He fell on that one. I'm sure he wasn't happy about that. But, I mean, you could see he was a little nervous and new team. But absolutely did a lot of good things at first on puck. And he got that goal to get us going. And so it had an impact already. So we had him on PK also go on. So as we move along here, we're going to be able to get him to understand and be comfortable with what we do, and I'm sure he'll keep growing.
Points in 6 straight, and including 4 wins heading into the break. Are you happy with where you're sitting?
I mean, you look back, I think what we were able to accomplish in the last 2 weeks is outstanding. I think you got to have respect for the players. That's why tonight, you want to look better in the first period and second period. You want to have the same drive that you had for a while, but when you have a really high emotional climax, there is an anticlimax, and you're hoping that it's after the game and it's tomorrow when everybody's wherever they're going to be on vacation. But it was tonight in the first period. It was clear that we didn't look like ourselves at all. We didn't have the speed. We weren't transitioning fast. We didn't have the battle level that we normally have, and. But it's. I got to look at the big picture. I got to look at everything the players have done in the last 2 weeks, and you have to be really proud of what they've done. And this team has grown, and it keeps on growing. So it's not because of that one little moment now that we want to spit on what we've done and how well we're growing as a team. So again, character tonight and coming back. We did that a few times in the last 2 weeks. So we deserve a point. And it's a big point. As we know, all these points matter, and I didn't look at all the scores, but apparently it's a pretty good night for us, so we'll take the point for sure.
How hard is it to scratch a guy like Chris now?
Oh, it's very difficult. I mean, I'm paid to make the tough decisions. If I was paid to make the easy decisions, everybody could do this job, and that's not what it's about. There's days where you got to make decisions, and they're tough, and especially a player like Chris that you love, that you respect, but that's what this business is about. Every team has to make those big decisions, and we'll have to make more tough decisions as we move along here. And that's one guy coming in. There could be other guys coming in on trades and so on. And so there'll be competition from within, and that's what we're looking for. We were looking at having chemistry from the beginning of the year, which we've acquired because we had less players and we wanted less players here. But now we know that this last stretch is all about quality depth in your lineup, and we have to have players. And I know that if there's Pierre and I have talked, and we're always looking to get better. And whether it's players in the American League that are surging or players that are going to be available, knowing MacArthur's not back, we had to do something. But we're going to really look at improving our quality depth, and it has to be that so that we're able to have the energy and the push. We're going to need everybody. So whether it's Chris one night or it's somebody else another night, we're going to need everybody until the end of the year.
Did you talk to him about this being a possibility now that
Well, we talked to the whole team about that a little while ago. that, hey guys, like don't be surprised. Things are going to happen. Guys are going to be coming in, and we're going to have the same situation that all the other teams in the NHL have had since the beginning of the year. We have just managed it differently because we wanted that since the beginning of the year, because we wanted to create chemistry, and we didn't want to have guys sitting in the stands, and I think now it's different. Now it's the last push, and we need to have as many good players with us as we can, and that's what we're looking for. So we had a talk with the team about that, and of course I had a talk with Chris. And it wasn't, you look at the board, your name's on it, you play. No, it's obviously a man-to-man talk and a respectful one, and that's what he deserves.
I just think it's different, and maybe we see it different than people in the room do, but when a guy has a letter on his sweater and he's expected to be a leader, and you scratch him, how can he assert himself as a leader?
By having a great attitude, which he's had today. He was unbelievable attitude today. He was in the gym after and before the game, and that's the type of man that he is. So he's had a great influence on our players today.
How do you feel about the break coming at this particular time?
You know what? Every break is, you can look at it two ways. We're doing great. I wish we could keep going. Or, you know what? We'll use that energy because we know down the stretch it'll be a grind. It'll push our minds, our emotions, and our bodies to the limit. And so every break that the players can get makes a difference in the long run for sure. Now, when we come back, both teams will be on the same playing field where they've had the same break as us. We're obviously going to look at giving Eric a lot more breaks because he's not getting a break. It's an all-star weekend where it's great to have him there. It's good for the fans, but in the end, it's not a break for him, and he's getting a lot of ice time, and he's an important player on our team. So we'll have to manage his breaks in the next days that will be following.
I don't know what your record was this month, but I think it was pretty good, and I think he had points in the last 6 games. You must feel pretty good about it. When you looked at the schedule at the start of the month, where you stand at the end of the month?
I'll be honest with you. When you looked at the schedule, we were going, my goodness, Andy is not coming back. It's going to take a while, longer than we thought. Our goalie's going to have to play that many games. Look at the teams we're playing one after the other, and we're playing them in their barn, and like they never get beat in their barn. It looked like a mountain. I'll be honest with you, and that's the way we approach it. Is how do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant one bite at a time. So we really focused on that one game at a time, one period at a time. So we've been chewing quite a bit now. So. Yeah. I think those 3 days will help us digest a little bit. An elephant's a little chewy, yeah.
I think you're not overly concerned about it, but is there something that Carlson's not doing or that he could do better to help him get back, put the puck in the net for a while?
You know what? I think what happens, like any point getter, like any scorer, after a while you hold your stick a little tight. You want it so bad that you're maybe sometimes missing that little poise, that like fraction of a second, either to do it faster or slower, because you get a little impatient. And that's just normal. I mean, whether it's Eric or anybody else, and then all of a sudden you get one, and usually it's a lucky one, and then all of a sudden you start scoring. What are you doing different? Nothing. You just have a little more patience maybe with the puck in the moments where you get the scoring opportunities. So that's why you don't want to make too much of it. I think he's getting all these scoring chances. When it's a problem, it's when somebody's not getting the chances, and when somebody's not creating anything for a long period of time. Then there's an issue, because then that means he's not playing well. That means the confidence might be low and so on. But that's certainly not the case with Eric. Every game, I mean, he's so menacing that, I mean, it's not an issue, and the team's winning. And and that's the thing with Eric at the beginning of the year when we talked is, Coach, I don't care about my points. I just want to win. I'm at the point of my career, I want to win. So for him, it's all about winning. So, I mean, he's a big smile after every game, goal, point, no point. It made no difference. So he's been unbelievable for that, and but he is pushing hard because he wants to make a difference, and he's a top gun, and that's what top guns do, and he's got character. So it'll happen.